Tony D and Little Joan here with a screenwriter's rant on Tollbooth. Kind of a crime drama, I guess. It's got a little bit of comedy to it. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 7 at Amazon.com. Kindle Unlimited, absolutely free. All my books are free on Kindle Unlimited, with a couple exceptions that I didn't publish. Anywho, this is the toll booth operator. He's out in the middle of nowhere. He gets robbed in the beginning, and it's very funny because he has no money, and the girls doing it are a bunch of, I assume, SJWs who are picking on the wrong guy, and it turns out he's kind of a mafioso. He's kind of a criminal mastermind, and he's got scams going on in this little town all over the place. And his muscle is, remember the actor who played Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones? He's that guy. He's his like muscle who collects stuff, and he collects money from everybody. And then the girls, who they don't consider the girls a threat, but one of them starts investigating who this guy is, and he's got a shady past. And then one day it catches up to him. This guy shows up, and he's done some things, and they knock him out, and he's some organized crime figure. And now the rest of the crime family is coming to see what happened, and they start killing guys. And you could see it gets very nasty very quickly. There's Ramsay with blood on his hands, and guys who are chasing him in the woods. And it's called Tollbooth. Looks pretty cool. Looks really cool. Let's see who did this thing. Where's the writer? Where are the writers? Director of photography, editor, makeup. I mean, come on. Give me the writer. Why don't you just put the writers in the same... Here it is. Written by Matt... Looks like Redo or Red. Matt Red. Directed by Ryan Andrew Hopper. Starring Michael Smiley, who I assume is the toll booth operator. And I'm not familiar with the rest of the cast other than Ramsay Bolton, and I don't even know his real name off the top of my head. So it looks cool. Looks really cool. Looks like one of these movies that starts out with a character like him who seems unassuming and then just spirals into this whole mess. And there's a little comedy to it because he's got kind of a misfit group of townspeople who are his, the guys he works with, and Ramsay's in that mix. But so there's a little bit of crime going on here, but also a little bit of intrigue. And so I'm down for this movie. It looks really cool. It looks like almost like I would say an indie movie version of a crime drama. And here's this guy that I think they end up killing that dude. So they got cool guns too, old timey guns. So this is called Toll Booth. First act, he's in the toll booth. This is his job. He seems like an unassuming guy. These girls rob him. He doesn't really care. He gives them a few bucks, and they go on their merry way. He doesn't even consider them a threat. And the girls start making noise in town because whatever SJW thing they're into, whatever woke cause they try to rally the townspeople, and the townspeople are like, we're totally not interested. And then one of the girls at least stays and kind of investigates him, while meanwhile the events spark some kind of I'm gonna guess, like, and it's not in the trailer, but somehow word leaks out that this guy is at the toll booth. Maybe his image, maybe they put him on Facebook or the social media somehow, and that attracts the attention of the guys who have been after him for a while. So in the second act, that guy in the convertible shows up. They have to take care of him, so they end up kidnapping him essentially, and I think they end up killing him. And then more people show up. And so it becomes like essentially a mob war, like a low-level mob war with quirky characters. And Ramsey, so then like all the characters are tested, right? So this is a character you think is just some schlub, but it turns out he's a ruthless gangster, or was, and he knows how to deal with this stuff. Whereas the younger people, like, you know, Ramsey and the other guys and the girl, like, they think they're gangster, but when push comes to shove, they're kind of not. It would be my guess. And then some of the townspeople who, again, you thought were just schlubs, some of them are pretty ruthless murderers. And then you get this confrontation. What happens at the end? It's probably more about his character arc. I don't know if it has a light ending. If it has a light ending, he wins. He and his crew win. They kill off all the gangsters and they just go back to their lives. And the girl is horrified, but realizes she's way outclassed and leaves town. Something like that. If it's a dark ending, he dies. He dies, like, maybe defending the girl who he recruits. And then it turns out, you know, it just all goes wrong and they all die. So it can kind of go either way. I'm leaning towards a lighter ending because it does have some humor to it. But I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So good on Ramsey for getting into a good movie, finally. Poor guy. You know, he was great as Ramsey in Game of Thrones. I mean, it went a little long, the torture, but he was such a ruthless guy. So evil. And then, you know, all the Game of Thrones actors got big Hollywood gigs, and unfortunately his was not the Eternals, it was the other one, the Immortals TV series that kind of went nowhere real quick, and maybe one or two other things, but didn't seem to launch his career. I mean, he's a decent actor, he's a young guy, he'll bounce back. So this movie, yeah, this looks very watchable. I'm totally down with it. Do we have a date? No date. Let's see. Michael Smiley. Yeah, he's the. It says U.S. release date 2021. So maybe it's already out. Might already be out. I don't think so, though. A lot of movies got delayed because of the pandemic. So here's the synopsis. A man works solo shifts in the quietest toll booth in Wales, hiding from a criminal past where nobody would ever look. When he finally gets rumbled, word of his whereabouts gets out, and his enemies head west for revenge. Yep, sounds about right. So I'll be looking for it. I would totally see this movie. In fact, I like the trailer, so upvote. Tollbooth, check it out. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. We have a news blast. We have a Hollywoke hot take of normal length today, only 25 minutes. And you got to check us out there because today, poor Sticks and Hammer got banned from YouTube for a week. It's happening. I'm telling you, they're going to get rid of all the creators on YouTube. And I got a lot of old videos that they're probably going to dig up and flag me for. So, they don't like politics on this platform. So if you want to see it, get to the other platforms and you can see all my videos. Hollywoke Hot Take is a lot of fun. Even if you're just into movies and stuff. A lot of people, they don't like the news portion. I get that. News is so depressing. But check me out. And that's it. So we'll see ya